Okay, I've got to adjust the light. Okay, so we're live streaming. We missed you last week, Paul. You said you had a wedding or something?
Yes, it was actually the daughter of somebody who's in my local Course in Miracles group.
Oh, okay.
It was not the wedding, it was only the reception.
Hmm.
So got to eat without watching the boring ceremony. I didn't say that.
I gotta make sure I got the right lesson here.
Oh, I don't have my book.
You don't need a book.
Okay.
Salvation of the world depends on me. That's our lesson today. Oh, I think it's time. Okay, so let me change the audio setting. I'm in a different location today, so it's a little challenging. Okay. I think that should do it. Yeah. Hold on. Okay, that should do it. Here we go. Hello, everybody.
It says
I'm
that
letting them in. Happy 4th of July weekend.
Oh, you
And
in
thank you
town?
for being here. I'm Reverend Tony Ponticello. I'm the Executive Minister of Community Miracle Center, a position that I have held for 39 plus years. And right now I want to turn the gathering over to Reverend Dusa Althea Ramasir Singh, who is going to lead us in an opening prayer. Oh, wait a minute, I've got to change the audio setting or you'll get this bad echo. Okay, go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful day, and we are all here to be helpful with each other. We thank you again for being here. Karen got in? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay, so it's a moment when we want to extend some welcome energy to any new people who might be joining us. And remember that we are live streaming this through the CMC website, YouTube channel. And also a full version of the Sunday gathering stays as a recorded video on the YouTube channel for a couple of months after the gathering. So there could be any number of new people who are here watching for the first time, wondering what they're going to experience. So for all of us regulars, let's just send a ray of welcoming light and love and acceptance to any new people who might be watching us. We're so grateful that you are here. We know that A Course in Miracles tells us thoughts increase by being given away. The more who believe in them, the stronger they become. So by you being here and believing in these ideas or opening your mind to believing in them, you make them stronger in us. So we welcome you and we encourage you to come back again and again. We're so grateful that you are here. Amen. Okay. It is time for us to sing our opening song. So, great. Let me get the lyrics up in the screen share. I've got to find it.
It's there.
Yeah, you're seeing it, but I'm not. There it is. Okay, so we're singing Let Your Love Flow by the Bellamy Brothers. So I invite you all to sing along with me and the Bellamy Brothers. If you're new to this kind of thing, you can't really do congregational singing on Zoom, so you'll just hear me and the Bellamy Brothers sing. But I do invite you all to sing along. Course in Miracles tells us that we sing all the time in heaven, so it's a little bit of heaven practice. Okay, so hopefully here we go. There's a reason for the sunshine sky. There's a reason why I'm feeling so high. Must be the season when that love light shines all around us. So let that feeling grab you deep inside and send you reeling where your love can't hide and go stealing through the moonlit night with your lover. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams and let your love show. And you'll know what I mean. It's the season. Let your love fly like a bird on a wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine. And you know what I mean. That's the reason. There's a reason for the warm, sweet night. There's a reason for the candlelight. Must be the season when those love lights shine all around us. So let that wonder take you into space and lay you under. It's love and embrace. Just feel the thunder as it warms your face. You can't hold back. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show, and you'll know what I mean. It's the season. Let your love fly like a bird on a wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean. That's the reason. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show, and you'll know what I mean. It's the season. Let your love fly like a bird on a wing, and let your love bind you to all living things, and let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean. That's the reason. Just let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your Okay. Thank you all who sang along. Okay, it's now time for us to have a meditation. Our meditation is followed by our healing treatment. And our meditation, of course, is based on our Course in Miracles workbook lesson of the day, which today is lesson number 186. Salvation of the world depends on me. So I invite you all to get yourselves in a comfortable position. Uncross your legs, get your feet flat on the floor. Makes your body symmetrical. And centered, a centered body is a wonderful metaphor for a centered mind. Okay, let's take a deep breath and let it go. Let's take another deep breath and let it go. And let's know that even though we appear to be a group of individual people in a Zoom meeting, with different lives and different bodies, ages, different genders and gender identities, but none of that is the eternal truth about us. It's just the surface appearance. So let's just take a moment to sink down into that eternal truth of our infinite, unlimited, all-powerful nature. Salvation of the world depends on me. Salvation of the world depends on me. Jesus is sharing with us the enlightenment and the revelation that he had. He received the message that the salvation of the world depended on him, and he is sharing that same message with all of us. We are learning his path. And we are rising to our true function as saviors of the world, just like he did. And it makes sense, since the world is a manifestation of our minds. As we save ourselves, we save the world. The world actually is just a larger representation of ourself. It's a larger body that we have. We have the physical body, and then we have the entire world is also a representation of ourself, our body. And as we save ourselves mentally, the outpicturings of the mind, the projections of the mind, of course, reflect that salvation. So, of course, the salvation of the world depends on me, because my own salvation depends on me. And the world, indeed, is me. The salvation of the world depends on me. Community Miracle Center is a healing ministry. We have a healing team. The healing team sends healing to a list every day of people and situations who have asked for our help. The Course says we don't have to worry about how to do this. All we have to do is show up and join. That the mere presence of the teacher of God is enough. So just be present with all of these people in the situations that appear to be problematic in their lives. That's all they are, is appearances. The appearance of Antonia in a memory care facility and having difficulty recovering from a urinary tract infection and an E. coli infection. The appearance of Ginny having made her transition. Husband Steve is grieving. The appearance of Janie with dementia, having bowel resection surgery, may need a colostomy bag. Daughter Jennifer is concerned caregiver. Helen, the appearance of having MDS, a blood cancer, and is in the hospital receiving stem cell transplant therapy. The appearance of Lakshmi, the cat, having made her transition. Natalie, the cat parent, is grieving. And our last one today is the appearance of Larry, having stage 4 kidney cancer. His wife Kathy is the caregiver. So let's remember that A Course in Miracles says that we don't have to despair because of any of these challenging appearances that we have. We all have them from time to time. It's not our place to be without such things. But it is our job to overcome these things to whatever extent we can, to rise above them, and then to share that transcendence with our sisters and brothers everywhere. And it is in this way that a powerful chain of healing and atonement is welded all throughout the sonship. Amen. Okay. Let me change my audio setting. Okay, next we're going to have a reading from A Course in Miracles. Reading to us from A Course in Miracles today is Reverend Paula. Let me make it possible for Reverend Paula to unmute herself. Oh, she already has. So Reverend Paul is also going to be our prayer minister at the end of the gathering. So if there is anyone who would like a 10-minute affirmative prayer session with Reverend Paula, just make that known. You can leave a message in the chat or really just raise your hand at the appropriate time. Then make sure you stay at the end of the gathering, and I will create a breakout room for you and Reverend Paula. So Reverend Paula, let me bring the reading up in the screen share. Okay, I think there it is. You can take it away whenever you're ready.
All right, fantastic. Opportunities to gladden ourselves. Let us start our process of reawakening with just a few simple concepts. Thoughts increase by being given away. The more who believe in them, the stronger they become. Everything is an idea. How, then, is it possible that giving and losing can be meaningfully associated? Can't. My brothers slept during the so-called agony in the garden, but I could not be angry with them because I had learned I could not be abandoned. Peter swore he would never deny me, but he did so 3 times. He did offer to defend me with the sword, which I naturally refused, not being at all in need of bodily protection. I am sorry when my brothers do not share my decision to hear only one voice, because it weakens them as teachers and as learners. Yet I know that they cannot really betray themselves or me, and that is still on them, that I must build my church. The disheartened are useless to themselves and to me, but only the ego can be disheartened. Have you really considered how many opportunities you have to gladden yourselves, and how many of them you have refused? There is no limit to the power of a son of God, but he himself can limit the expression of his power as much as he chooses. To heal is to make happy. I've told you before to think how many opportunities you have to gladden yourselves and how many you have refused. This is exactly the same as telling you that you have refused to heal yourselves. The light that belongs to you is the light of joy. Radiance is not associated with sorrow. And so it is.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, this is that time in the gathering. I'm going to make it possible for you to all unmute yourselves, or you already can. So I just ask you all to unmute yourselves and touch your heart and give a bow. Say hello, namaste. Welcome, happy Sunday. Woo.
Namaste.
Hello.
Hey, Paul. Reverend Ted, nice to see you. Claudia, nice of you to be here. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, all of you. Hi, Dusa.
Hey,
Reverend David, Reverend Karen, nice that you're all here. Thank you for joining us on this holiday weekend. I definitely appreciate it. Okay, I will mute you all again. Okay, it's probably a good time to switch from gallery view to speaker view. Speaker view is where you get the one big rectangle of the speaker, which should be me because I'm the speaker. So let me get everything set up here. I don't know if I started the recording. Let me try it again. Okay, recording has started now. I'm glad I checked that. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Special acknowledgement now for those of you who are watching this as one of the prepared videos. We publish and post all of my talks on 3 different video platforms: BitChute, and Rumble, and YouTube. So please subscribe to whatever platform you are watching this on. Hit the like button. It really helps. That means that platform will share this video with more of the members of that platform. And also leave a comment. It'd be great. I love hearing your comments. I like to answer them. And just share anything that you may have gotten from listening to the talk. Happy 4th of July weekend to everybody. Happy 250th birthday of the United States of America. On Friday night, there was a wonderful ceremony. That was actually on July 3rd on Mount Rushmore, at the Mount Rushmore National Monument. Then last night, there was another amazing event at the National Mall, Washington, D.C., in between the Lincoln Memorial and the George Washington Monument. And they both were amazing. At the Mount Rushmore exhibit or ceremony on Friday night, they also had the governor of South Dakota. Mount Rushmore's in South Dakota. They had the governor of South Dakota, Larry Rhoden, speak, and they also had the Secretary of the Interior, Doug Burgum, speak, and they had the 45th and the 47th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump, speak. And apparently, before he spoke, he flew over the Mount Rushmore Monument with the brand new, huge luxury jet that was given to the United States and to President Trump by the country of Qatar, or gutter. Some people pronounce it gutter. I do have a picture I want to share that I found on the internet. I sure hope this actually is a real picture and not a CGI thing. Hold on a second here. I'm having trouble. There we go. But I've been sharing it with everybody because I just think it's amazing. Okay, hopefully you can see that. And that's the brand new Air Force One flying over Mount Rushmore. I can't see it, but hopefully you can. There it is. I found it. So that's the brand new Air Force One and then Mount Rushmore over here. And it was quite a thing for the people who were gathered there at Mount Rushmore. Let me get back to my notes here. Okay, the Mount Rushmore event was especially meaningful for me because 3 years ago, just about 3 years ago, I organized an extended family trip to Mount Rushmore. 6 of my family and my partner, Reverend Deuce Althea's family, flew into Rapid City, South Dakota, which is the city that Mount Rushmore is right outside of. Small city, but it's a city. And we all met at the airport. We all flew in within an hour or so of each other. We rented 2 cars. We checked into our hotel in Rapid City. And then the next day, we all went and spent the day and the evening at Mount Rushmore. And Mount Rushmore was, it was one of those bucket list things for me. I'd always wanted to see Mount Rushmore, especially after when I was a child, I saw the movie North by Northwest, and that ends with this big climactic scene at the Mount Rushmore Monument. And I remember thinking at the time, I must have been 6, 7, 8 years old. I don't remember. So I'd like to see that thing. So I have a picture of the family at Mount Rushmore. So there I am with that's my sister Sarah. There's Reverend Deuce Althea. This is Reverend Deuce's nephew, and those are Reverend Deuce's 2 twin sisters. And there's Mount Rushmore in the background. Mount Rushmore statues in the back of us. And it was a wonderful day. It was a full day experience. I mean, there's a lot more at Mount Rushmore than just the statues of the presidents. There's museums and a cinema and walking tours and just all kinds of things. They do make it into a whole day activity. And it was very meaningful and lovely. Of course, it was just an absolutely beautiful day when we were there. And when you're there, then you go back in the evening, or if you're there when time falls, they have this big ceremony in this big amphitheater as it's just beginning to get dark. And we had a person from the National Park Service, a woman, gave a very wonderful 20, 30-minute patriotic talk about what it means to be America. And it was really all about diversity, if I remember correctly. So what it means to be an American and the diversity. There was a movie that was shown about the construction of the monument, which was really an amazing thing. They invited all the veterans to come up on stage. A lot of the people were there were veterans, and I don't know. We sang probably the Star Spangled Banner. By then it got dark, and then they shined these big bright lights onto the faces of the presidents, and it was an amazing thing. If you don't know that it's President Washington, President Jefferson, President Roosevelt, and President Lincoln. And to actually see this event take place on Friday night, and they showed a lot of, they panned the crowd a lot. And they were all in that exact same amphitheater that Thea and I were in 3 years ago, and it started, when it was light, and as the ceremony went on, it got dark, and then it ended with an amazing fireworks display, which I again got a little picture of if I can get it up here.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah,
Pretty good.
there's the fireworks over the heads of the president. There's Washington on the left, and then that's Jefferson, and then Roosevelt, and then there's Lincoln on the far right. And they're very impressive to get up close to. You can take a little trail that walks like right underneath them or close to underneath them. So it's very they're pretty impressive. And the whole story about how they were carved is also, just an amazing feat. So I felt like I was right there on Friday night when they were doing the presentations and the speeches and the fireworks. It just felt like I was right there with them. So this was in the reading that Reverend Paula read. There's an important thing about, just what thoughts do we want to put out there in the world, and what thoughts do we want to put out there in the world on this occasion of the 4th of July holiday that we're celebrating this year on the occasion of our 250th birthday. And the quote said, "Thoughts increase by being given away. The more who believe in them, the stronger they become. Everything is an idea." So we should always just be cognizant, aware of what thoughts we're putting out there. Are we putting out positive thoughts? Happy thoughts, joyful thoughts, exuberant thoughts. And that's what I want to be putting out there. And I certainly want to be putting those thoughts out there on this occasion of the 250th birthday of the United States of America. And as I talked about last week, and I've been talking about with my healing team for the current week, there's this predominant message of freedom. It's such a strong message in A Course in Miracles. And freedom is so strongly associated with the United States of America. And USA citizens have an unprecedented amount of freedom, especially compared to many and maybe most of the other nations in the world, other countries in the world. We have guaranteed freedoms, and they're not perfect, and they have to be challenged and fought for at times. And I've always claimed freedoms in my own life, and I've always really identified with freedoms all throughout my life. And certainly freedom in how I've chosen to live my life, and freedom in my chosen lifestyle. I will make a declaration here. This is nothing new. I've declared this hundreds of times, but I am an open, bisexual, non-monogamous man. I have been an open, bisexual, non-monogamous man my whole adult life. And I have the freedom to do that and be that and declare that openly in the United States of America. I don't have to be closeted in any way, shape, or form. And I've never been closeted, really. I mean, there was a coming out process when I was in my 20s and early 30s, perhaps. But since then, and that was decades ago. So since then, I have definitely been just out there with who and what I am. And I am grateful that I live in a country that allows me to do that. Not every country does. Many, many countries do not. So I have a lot of gratitude for that. Now, that doesn't mean you can say things like that and not get criticism. You will maybe get criticized, and it doesn't mean it's going to be universally accepted, but you have the right to live that life, to make those choices. And you have the right to declare it whenever you feel so guided to. And I guess I felt so guided to do that today. But I was also thinking about some other freedoms and some other rights that I've had. I mean, I, along with Reverend Larry Bedini, had the freedom to start a church in 1987 based on A Course in Miracles, on the spiritual principles and the religious theology and practice that we had embraced. And we had the freedom to do that. We had the legal right to do that. We had a legal procedure by which to do that. And I think that's just an amazing freedom. And not a lot of countries have that kind of freedom. This was also in the reading that Reverend Paula read. It says, "My brothers cannot really betray themselves or me, and it is still on them that I must build my church." So I took that very literally, and I embraced that and lived that and was then guided to legally form the Community Miracles Center. And I have the freedom to do that. Anybody has the freedom to do that in the United States of America because we have the First Amendment to the Constitution. First Amendment to the Constitution is part of the Bill of Rights. I'm so glad I have all that civics training from my early schooling. I hear they don't give it as much anymore, but I definitely have it. And the First Amendment to the Constitution, which is, of course, also the First Amendment to the Bill of Rights, it says Congress shall make no laws respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. So, because of statements like that, it was doable. I can't say that it was. I mean, it was time consuming. It took a lot of, excuse me, document filing and back and forth with federal government agencies. It wasn't like it was necessarily easy, but it was definitely doable. And I remember some years ago, I was communicating with some people who lived just in the United Kingdom, and they were trying to form a church based on A Course in Miracles, and they were finding all kinds of roadblocks that were preventing them from doing that. And they talked to me about it, and it just was really obvious that the situation in the United Kingdom was not the same as the situation in the United States of America. And it was much more difficult to actually form a church in the United Kingdom. So I don't take any of that for granted. And I'm very, very grateful that I live in a country that gave me that religious freedom, and also that gave me my freedom for my chosen lifestyle. That's great. Um, think about the world. Okay, so I was thinking about communist China. China, the big nation of China and communist China, they persecute religious people in communist China. You know, sometimes people think about China in this country and they think about its efficiency. They believe this efficiency that it has. Kind of questionable whether they actually have that efficiency, and what they're able to accomplish. But China, as a country, especially under the leadership of the Communist Chinese Party, has terrible, really terrible abuses of human rights. They persecute and imprison people who practice the religious belief, the spiritual practice of Falun Dafa, which is a practice that is really largely meditational. It's a very peaceful practice that really teaches forbearance, tolerance about all people and all things. And they imprison them, and they not only imprison them, after they are imprisoned them, they harvest them for their bodily organs. I mean, this is pretty awful when you think about it. So wealthy people who can afford it in China, and certainly maybe people who are high up in the party itself, in the Communist Party themselves, when they need a new liver, they get one of these religious people who are in prison and they kill them for their liver, or they kill them for their heart or their lungs or their kidneys. And this has come out, we've known of this for quite a while, but more and more proof keeps getting exposed every day that this exists. So not only just religious freedom, I mean, your organs are harvested because of your religious affiliation in communist China. So again, don't take it for granted. I don't take it for granted, and I am grateful and proud that I live in a country that really doesn't imprison me because my religious beliefs aren't the norm, and actually allows me to form a church where I can openly practice my religious beliefs and where I can openly state and practice my lifestyle choices. I mean, that's just amazing. I was talking about this with my healing team this past week, and one of the members of our team, Reverend Randy, he's not here today, but he's frequently here on Sundays. He talks about when he visited France just a couple of years ago. He was surprised that it's really only the Catholic Church that has the privileges that one would expect. That other churches somehow are discouraged. He wasn't quite clear of the process, but he was really clear about what he saw was that the Catholic Church is like accepted by the state, maybe as a state church, and other churches not so much. So that even Western countries like France does not have the religious freedom that the United States of America has. So that's just really something to think about. The Declaration of Independence says we hold these truths to be self-evident. I've talked about that on and off, and I had a self-evident truth that I was connected to A Course in Miracles, and that was going to be the belief system or the religion that I would have. My religion was self-evident to me, and I am very happy that I have a church, the Community Miracle Center, to practice this religion in, and we have been doing that for 39 and a half years. And I'm happy that Reverend Larry and I were guided to do that. And speaking of Reverend Larry, today is actually Reverend Larry's birthday. Reverend Larry's birthday is on the 5th of July. And since we're talking about the forming of the CMC, I definitely want to acknowledge Reverend Larry and wish him happy birthday. Happy birthday, Reverend Larry. Look, we're still going strong. We've just moved into a new place. We're getting ready to start hybrid services. So, all that work that you did, that we did together back in the late 80s and 90s is still bearing fruit. So happy birthday and thank you. So again, I'm proud. Somebody challenged me about using the word pride. I don't mean it in an egotistical way, but I'm just happy, and I can look at accomplishments and feel good about them. So I'm happy that we formed the Community Miracle Center, and I'm happy that I live in a country that just allows that. An interesting thing about anniversaries and birthdays that I want to mention, and we don't think about this too often, but it's been mentioned on and off. But when you celebrate your first birthday, when you're like 1 year old and you have your first birthday, you say you're turning one. That's not actually true. You're actually turning two. You've been in your first year, and at that first birthday, you're actually in your second year. You're not in your first year anymore. You're in your second year. You really should say you're turning two, but we say we're turning one. I mean, your first birthday isn't that birthday that you have after 1 year. It's when you were born. Your first birthday is that's your birthday when you were born. That's when you became one. That's when you entered your first year. So when you turn one, you're actually entering your second year. So when we say the United States of America had its 250th birthday, let's not forget that means we're actually in our 251st year. So it also means that we're all probably a year older than we think we are, which probably isn't great news for a lot of people. So the USA turned 250, maybe you call it 251 yesterday. And there was another big, huge celebration on the National Mall in Washington, D.C., between the Washington Monument and the Lincoln Memorial. And thunderstorms almost canceled the Washington celebration. Uh, in the long run, it only delayed it for a few hours, and it added a certain amount of attendant drama to the whole situation. And I thought perhaps, well, there was lightning that was, they wanted to make sure that everybody was safe and that lightning wouldn't be around the proceedings. And, I was thinking about how, the Declaration of Independence talks about nature's God. And I was thinking about how nature's God decided it wanted to participate in the world record fireworks that were going on and decided to send down a few lightning bolts just to participate with that. Uh, but they weren't able to stop it for sure. I think they just wanted to participate. Nature's God just wanted to participate in it a little bit. It was billed and as promoted as the largest fireworks event that was ever going to occur in the history of the Earth. And I remember talking to somebody about that at the party last night, and they poo-pooed it a bit, says, "Oh, that's just President Trump trying to, he's just exaggerating." But I looked it up, and actually, apparently, it was the largest fireworks event that has ever occurred in the history of the planet Earth. There were 860,000 different individual pyrotechnic devices that were set off, and this was actually a record. The record was 810,754, which were done in the Philippines for the 216th, for the 260 New Year's celebration that took place in the Philippines. And it was organized by the Iglesia de Ni Cristo, which I'm sure means the Church of Christ. And so the event last night in Washington, D.C., which the lightning didn't stop, and which did start still on the 4th of July, though it extended into the 5th of July, it was 6% bigger than the event that took place in the Philippines. And President Trump, he likes big things. But it did go on, and it was 40 minutes long, and it was spectacular. I don't know if you saw it. I saw it. I watched it at home on my big screen TV with Reverend Deuce Althea. It started after the president gave his address, and it was amazing. It was a spectacular thing. It was a spectacle, that was for sure. And I hope people were able to watch it without political judgment. It just made me glad, and it was a celebration, and there were happy people. And the people on stage seemed happy. The people in the audience seemed happy. I was happy watching it. And I thought about A Course in Miracles idea. Again, this was in the quotes that Reverend Paula read. Have you really considered how many opportunities you have had to gladden yourselves and how many you have refused? And so perhaps there were some people that just refused to watch it because of political ideologies. And I think that's just kind of too bad. It's just too bad. It was the largest fireworks display in the history of the planet Earth. So you let political ideologies stop you from just watching that spectacle. Choose again. Choose again. You can see it. There's videos. I shared a link. Yeah, I mean, actually, you can find a video that's just the fireworks display. It's 40 minutes long. You don't have to watch the president's talk if you don't really want to watch the president. And you can just watch the 40-minute fireworks display. Though I like the president's talk, but, the fireworks display was done to live music. It's the first time I've seen a fireworks display done to live music. And there were 4 singers that sang all throughout the fireworks display. They were all in military uniform, so I assume they were all military people. And there were three women and one man, and they sang, a whole variety of songs. There must have been 30 songs that they sang, including YMCA, which I always get a hoot out of because it was so obviously identified with the gay movement for so many years, and now it's been kind of appropriated by the current administration, but they don't change any of the lyrics. They still talk about how fun it is to stay in the YMCA and to have fun with the boys. So it's all still there. So it's just kind of amusing whenever that's sung really enthusiastically. And it was last night by the singers, and there were amazing fireworks that went on in back of it. So, if you were one of those people who didn't watch it, maybe because of political ideologies, yeah, challenge that. Watch the fireworks and just be glad. There's another quotation about uh, gladdening ourselves that comes later after that first one I read. It says, I have told you before to think how many opportunities you have had to gladden yourselves and how many you have refused. This is exactly the same as telling you that you have refused to heal yourself. So we heal ourselves when we just allow ourselves to be glad. It isn't talking about transcendent peace and joy here. It's just talking about simple happiness. Be glad. Do happy things. Watch fireworks performed with happy singers in the background and a lot of pans to really happy people in the audience who are singing along with a lot of the songs. It was joyful. Who can watch fireworks and joyful singing and happy people and not feel glad themselves? That means they're healing themselves while they are doing it. So, freedom, happiness, they're all related. And there was a lot of happiness last night. I think they were especially happy that the fireworks actually went on after being delayed for all those hours. So, freedom, I had the freedom. I have the freedom to declare that I'm a bisexual, non-monogamous person. I have the freedom to form a church that revolves around the self-evident religion that I believe I have, that I am claiming for myself. I have the freedom to be in joy with millions and millions of people celebrating this amazing, wonderful 4th of July weekend with those two amazing celebration events. Friday's event over Mount Rushmore and last night's event at the Washington Mall that even nature decided to participate in with a few lightning bolts. Uh, what a great life of freedom we have. What a great life of freedom I have had. And I am happy and glad and actually proud to live in the United States of America. Okay, that's my talk for today. Thank you very much. Okay, let me stop the recording. Okay, so this is that time when you want to probably switch back to gallery view from speaker view. And we're a small but mighty group here today, so I hope all of you share something. Okay, so we have a few guidelines for the sharing. You keep your shares to 3 minutes. I have the little egg timers here. If you see my egg timer moving back and forth across the bottom of my screen, that means you really got to wrap it up. We're trying to create a unified Sunday experience here, so please keep your shares related to what the speaker, in this case me, has been talking about. Don't go off on a tangent, even if it is something really spiritual. Try to stay focused. We are attempting to create a healing and enlightening experience here, so please have that in mind with your shares. Hopefully they further that enlightenment and that healing. Of course, please be respectful for the speaker, but also especially be respectful to the other people who have spoken. Okay, Reverend Paula, great. She's got her little digital hand up. Thank you for starting it off. Let me make it possible for you all to unmute yourselves. Okay, you all should be able to unmute yourselves now.
All right. Thank you for your wonderful inspirational talk and celebration. And I did watch the whole delay, remember delays are not denials of the fireworks. And I watched the speeches and it was all fantastic. It was spectacular watching, yes, the fireworks, the celebration. Um, I know the intention was to be beyond anything that has appeared before, and make this fabulous celebration. Um, but I also love that the people that were brought up on stage, 107-year-old men that have served all these years. It was wonderful recognition. So there was a lot of that. It was interesting also watching, go ahead. I invite you all to find all the YouTube replays. It's not just about the fireworks. The message that was given that came through was quite significant and powerful for America and for the world. The sharing of the New York Harbor, all the international boats. I mean, festivities were happening, for a few days from Mount Rushmore to the day parades, and the parades fabulous. So I found it made me very happy watching all that, and then also watching a lot of the different cities and just celebrating with joy and peace, and putting aside, like you said, put aside your political beliefs and ideas, and just start loving, coming from wholeheartedness, loving all that's going on, seeing the good that's happening. It's just so important to share this message every day. This is how we roll. This is what we do. And if there's resistance coming up, maybe I pray for anybody who had resistance and I'm not going to watch or celebrate because of so and so. Well, hopefully you can move beyond that and find that forgiveness and that love in your heart and that healing, because that's going to heal the world. Right. It's going to stop all of it. So wonderful message. Definitely take a look at this. And it was really cool. I think there was like 350 people that were there during the heat of the day. Then they all sent them away to shelter before the lightning happened. And it was at least a couple hours into the late evening, a couple hours after it was supposed to start. And it was over 100,000. They counted, I think, 120,000 that returned to experience that. And I was like, that's just amazing and beautiful that they just took the time and made the decision to be part of the good, the love that was being shared. Anyway, and celebrations around the world. So thank you for bringing this up as your talk today. It's perfect, and I'm wishing everybody, celebrate every day. Celebrate with your loved ones and with new people. Just open your heart. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Paula. Yeah, I think one of the people he brought up was one of the Marines, was it? That was brought the flag up to the top of Iwo Jima.
Yeah, it's just amazing. I mean, I don't remember it all, but I'm going to watch the replays myself. It was just like,
Pretty amazing.
wow, they're
All those
still
different- I
living.
was really interesting to see all those old flags because sometimes the stars are on the right side of the flag instead of the
Right.
left side. I had no idea that our flags moved around like that. They were
Oh, it was beautiful. And to let everybody know, he had on display some of the first flags ever made
yeah,
by hand.
yeah,
So history was definitely shared. And 250 years, we're a young country.
yeah,
We still are a young country, but so much has happened, so much and there's more to come.
yeah.
And I pray for that which is good. The message was
Yeah.
that's
Okay,
wonderful.
Reverend Ted has his hand up, or he had his hand up. So, Reverend Ted, you got to unmute yourself.
Okay,
Yep, there you go.
can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I liked your talk day yesterday. I stayed home. I usually went to Chrissy's Field, but this year I did not. I decided to stay home and just watch all the things on TV from New York to Washington, D.C., and to the San Francisco Bay Area, because they had different areas that were doing the fireworks. And it was a very beautiful thing, and it made me be proud to be an American. And it brought up my Vietnam experience in Vietnam. And I remember when I came home, I wasn't very nicely greeted when I got back from Vietnam. But now that has changed uh, for the veterans of Vietnam. So I'm glad about that. And I also, you brought up France. Uh, the way I understand about France is that no religions, the church can advertise. Churches can exist there no matter what, but they can't advertise to go there. They have to find it themselves.
Hmm.
That's the way I understood it when I was in France, because I asked about it, you know, because they had these beautiful churches, you know. So, I just wanted to know why nothing was around, you know.
Yeah,
So
I
that,
need to get a little more information about that. Maybe Randy can tell me a little more, but he brought it up the other day.
yeah, but but it is, religion is, they have religious freedom, but they can't talk about it in public. You know?
Okay.
So, and the other thing is, the last thing, I'm a proud American, and I'm a proud Vietnam veteran, and so thank you very much.
I don't know if you saw the president's presentation yesterday, but he brought up a couple of Vietnam veterans and it, up on stage to be honored, and that was interesting. And I don't remember seeing that before.
Yeah, I don't watch President Trump. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Well, he brought up a couple of Vietnam veterans and talked about, what they had done and the heroic deeds that they had done, and so he, they're prone to bring up World War II veterans, but not so much Vietnam veterans. Because the public, sentiment about Vietnam has not been positive. But he did it. He did it yesterday. Okay, anybody else? Something to share? Reverend David, Claudia, Deuce Althea, anything? Deuce, if you're talking, you're muted. I can't hear you. You're still muted. You got to hit the little audio microphone in the lower left. There you go.
Good. I want to say I was so glad to see all of the people who came out and walked that way It was just wonderful. I enjoyed it.
And I appreciate the reminders of freedom that we have. I think I there's a lot going on all the time, and but we are very lucky that we our problems are not there are a lot of problems, but like I can still tell myself, oh, I can walk down the street by myself, even if like some streets are really safe, and some having that's a privilege in this to be in a country where you can do that, and you can be part of 3 different religions if you want to, and all of those things. And so we're very lucky to have that, and I think it's a good reminder to still celebrate that and not lose that pride. So that was very nice. Thank you. I didn't see the fireworks on TV, but I did go to the mission and see them there, and that was very nice. I think you're on mute. Um,
Yeah, you can't hear
You're
you, Tony.
you're on mute.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Thank you for letting me know that. There are videos you can watch a video just of the fireworks without watching President Trump, and there was it was an amazing. It's huge. It's huge, and the singers. I was really impressed with the singers, the 4 military people in uniform, singing all those pop songs and along with the fireworks, kind of synchronized to the fireworks. That was pretty impressive. And this band in back of them, and it always cracks me up when they start singing YMCA. I just like, I just they've appropriated YMCA. I just like it's amazing. Okay, let's close. Thank you all who have shared. I'll just make some quick announcements here. Well, let's first we want to read our mission statement. So let's do that. Okay, so you can all just read this along with me. CMC mission statement. The Community Miracle Center is a local and worldwide fellowship. We share our experience of A Course in Miracles and other related spiritual teachings in order to heal our perception of ourselves, our relationships, and the world. Okay. I will put some information up on the chat. Our Community Miracle Center exists and thrives on the basis of memberships and donations. If you are not a member of the Community Miracle Center, well, I encourage you to join. Become a member of the healing team for as little as $1 a day. You can receive this email from me every day that has something inspirational. And you can also practice healing because the healing list is there. So you can extend healing thoughts and energies to those who've sought us out, who have asked us to pray for them. And we get little testimonial statements or appreciation statements frequently from the people that we have been praying for. So it's really appreciated. So just email me. Let's talk about that. It's something you can try for a month or two. If you don't find that it's valuable, you can let go of it. It's fine. Send us a donation. There's many ways to send us a donation. You can use Venmo. In Venmo, you just look for Community Miracle Center or that at Community Miracles Center. It'll be readily identifiable, and then you can just send us a Venmo donation. You can use that PayPal donation form to send us a donation using a PayPal account or any major credit card. I mean, any major credit card. You can also use Zelle. Zelle's a service that you sign up for with your bank, with your checking account. Very easy. And then you just go into your bank's website and you do whatever they need you to do to click on send a Zelle transaction and just send it to our email address, miracles@earthlink.net. That's how you find us on Zelle. You put in our email address. And Zelle's really interesting because when you send us a Zelle donation, it goes right into our checking account. We don't even have to like take it and and tell it to go there. It just does it automatically. It's amazing. Or you can just send us a check, mail us a paper check if you still do those. We still get a few of those. There's our post office box. Or you could do what some people do, which is really great, which is just set up an automatic donation. Anytime I see your face here, I just automatically know to take a donation from your credit card. That's really amazing as well. Okay, wills and legacies. Make sure you remember us when you're filling out your will and your legacy documents. Just mention us by name. Community Miracle Center, San Francisco, California. There's our federal tax ID number. So do that. That would be great. Also want to remind people that it's great that you're here at the Sunday gathering, but we've got open groups going on all throughout the week, and you can just drop into them anytime. And the teachers and facilitators would love to see you. I will drop the information into the chat. So tomorrow, Reverend Rudy, Reverend Dusa Althea will do the Monday Marvelous Miracles meeting at 6:30 p.m. You can just copy that information. There's the link. You don't have to make any reservation or anything. You just show up. They'll let you in. On Wednesday, Reverend Diane does Helen's Notes. That's at 4 p.m. Again, there's the link. That meeting will ask you for a passcode. The passcode is the word miracle. On Thursday, Reverend Gilbert does Open-Minded and Easy Listening at 5 p.m. And there's the link for that. On Friday, I do my group, The Bridge to Heaven, which we review some of the healing inspiration messages I've sent to the healing team over the week and talk about them. And then we do a healing treatment at the end. And then on Saturday, Reverend Rudy does the Miracle Lyrical Insights groups. He's reading from the Foundation for Inner Peace version of A Course in Miracles, 10:15 a.m. And there is the link for that. Okay, we're going to sing a closing song now. Let me get the correct audio setting here. And we're singing the song that Reverend Rudy wrote for the Community Miracle Center, The Perfect Gift. So let me bring the lyrics up in the screen share. Okay, sing along with me and Reverend Rudy.
I just want to give to you the perfect gift today. I just want to give to you the perfect gift today. I just want to give to you the gift of joy today. I just want to give to you the gift of peace today. Just want to give to you. I love this world, yeah, you know it's true. And I love you all, I'll share this all with you. I just want to give to you the perfect gift today. I just want to give to you the gift of trust today. I just want to give to you the gift of truth today. And I love you just want to give to you the gift of life today. I just want to give to you the gift of hope today.
And we're there.
And I love this world, yeah, you know it's true. And I love you all, I share this heart with you. Come on, I just want to give to you the perfect gift today.
Okay. Anybody want a 10-minute prayer session with Reverend Paula? Oh, let me make it possible for you to unmute yourselves. And I got to change the audio setting. Hold on. Okay, you can all unmute yourselves. Okay, Reverend David, would you like a 10-minute session with Reverend Paula? Oh, you're muted, David.
Sure, yes, I'll do it.
Okay, so Reverend Paula and Reverend David, let me set up a breakout room for you. Okay. You should find something on your screen there. They did it. Wow. That's good.